Welcome to Failure is Progress, presented by Sweat Factory CrossFit. I am Coach Frankie Ortega.
And I am Coach Keith Barber. Join us today as we discuss everything going on inside the CrossFit space and, more importantly, what new and exciting things are happening in our Sweat Factory CrossFit gyms.
As always, thank you to all of our listeners. We appreciate the support and truly enjoy the feedback we've been receiving from all of you.
Please reach out through our DMs on Instagram. If you aren't already following us, please do so at Failure is Progress, all lowercase. And now, on to today's episode.
Episode 25 of Failure is Progress, presented by Sweat Factory CrossFit, is officially in session. We are 25 episodes in, Keith. Man.
25. Yeah.
25 episodes.
25, brother. We in here, we out here, we doing it.
Yeah. We started this with an idea.
Yeah. It was all a dream. No.
Yeah. So what are we talking about today, man?
Today we're going to be talking about the 2024 CrossFit Open, all things open related, what's going on inside the gyms, outside of the gyms, inside our own personal workouts. I was going to say bodies. That sounded weird in my head.
You don't want to know what's going on inside my body.
No,
a lot of pain.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. That first workout, height.
Yep. 24.1, man. So what did you think about, let's start with the announcement, right? What did you think of the announcement with the super hyped mushroom?
I thought his explanation of what the mushroom meant was more confusing than the actual hint itself. I was like, what? How does that relate to that
Agreed.
picture at all?
Agreed.
And then he just kept drawing a bunch of mushrooms on the chalkboard, and I was like, all right, I guess it makes sense somehow. But in terms of the workout, I like the workout as a test. I mean, it's one of those like pure capacity type of workouts where it's like, this is going to be aerobic if you have the ability to go unbroken on everything, and then it's going to be anaerobic if you're just still working on your strength components. So I like it as a good test.
Yeah, I thought it was fun, the way he announced it. I was a little confused at one point. I was like, all right, man, just get to it already. How much further are you going to keep going down the board? But once he finally got to it, and it was the 4, 4, and 4 rounds of each of the numbers, I was like, okay, cool. This is going to be just a mental game.
Yeah.
100% mental game. And then watching, the 4 Adler, Alexis Raptis, Kazan, and Fikowski.
Yeah.
Did I say that right?
Yep.
Watching them go at it just right off the bat was cool. Usually it's like a head-to-head. Like this Friday's will be a head-to-head, or this Thursday's, I'm sorry. But it was cool to watch them go at it and see the different advantages. Obviously Adler being shorter than Fikowski had that on him. So it made me happy as a short guy with short legs. But, yeah, man, how did you feel when you did the workout? Did you do it at Friday Night Lights?
Yeah, I did it during the Friday Night Lights. We did it kind of after all the other athletes had gone. Jen and I literally went head to head. Our dumbbells were right across from each other.
Main event.
Yeah. And it was pretty cool to kind of throw down and put on I don't know if it was a show, but put on a show for the athletes.
If that's what they want to see, then yes, that's a show.
Get the people what they want,
Entertainment.
Unless you come to 6 a.m. or 8:30, you don't really get to see the coaches really work out. Because I come to 6 a.m. class, and then Jen normally does, or you normally do the 8:30 here at Claremont. So unless you go to one of those classes, you don't really get to see us kind of throw down. So it was kind of cool to let everybody else see me do a workout. Hopefully it wasn't too disappointing.
How do you feel being a 6 a.m. athlete? How do you feel doing the open workout that late at night? Does it mess with you emotionally, mentally in any way, or is it just another day for you?
I think for me personally, 6 a.m. is just more convenient for me. But I feel like I can work out at any time of the day. When people are like, oh, man, I can't go heavy in the mornings. Like people that usually work out in the evenings are like, man, I don't know how you do it at 6 a.m. I can't go heavy at 6 a.m. Or there's people in the mornings that are like, I don't know how you do Metcons in the evenings, that's just way too late for me or something like that. I feel like I'm pretty much ready to go at any point, provided I have a decent enough warm up. Coming from more of the competitive side in my earlier years of CrossFit, you kind of had to literally be ready for anything. So I think a lot of that is still ingrained in me as far as like the mental side of things, as far as how my body feels, just because I'm used to working out in the morning. I think it's a little bit more primed now just because that's the routine. But as far as like mentally, I'm like, if we wanted to go at like noon, I'm ready to do a workout mentally. Like I said, the warm up. It's very warm up dependent.
I mean, for me, it's more of a nutrition thing. I work out in the morning because I work out fasted. It's really difficult for me to work out with something in my system. And if I'm doing it at 6 to 8 p.m. in the evening, I've already at some point eaten. Yeah. It's hard for me to go that far and then not eat. And then having to work out with something in my stomach just drives me nuts. Mentally, it's hard on me. But also physically, I just don't feel well. So I prefer to do it in the morning. I did mine Saturday morning. But yeah, I mean, that's why I was curious how you feel. Like I can't work out if I've eaten. It's just I did it for a bit and it doesn't work for me. Nothing sits in my stomach well. I think competitions, that's one of the things that I have to be really cautious about, because as soon as I'm done with whatever the first WOD is, I have to go and eat something like immediately after. On a daily basis, I'll work out 8:30 to 9:30, and then I'll keep going till noon, 1, even 2 o'clock without eating anything. And then I'll have to get all my calories in 4 or 5 hours. But if it's competition, I have to force myself to eat after the first WOD, because your body's just taxed that much more.
Yeah, I definitely have to, like before my workouts, I do need something, but it can't be like a full meal. Like a lot of dietitians will tell you, like, make sure you eat like a full meal an hour and a half before your workouts. I'm like, nah, for me, it's probably going to be liquid. So like some Gatorade powder, some protein powder, something that's going to digest super quickly, get into my bloodstream. And I'll probably have that 45 minutes to a half an hour before my workout. That way I have something in my system to kind of go with, but it's not like I'm digesting anything while I'm working out, because then I just feel like I'm going to throw up the whole time.
That's the feeling I get. 24.1, did you have any strategies going into it?
Bro, I'm going to be honest. My only strategy was to go slower than I thought I needed to. When the workout was released and I saw all the elites do it, I was like, okay, so this is probably going to be like a 14-minute workout for me. And then, I'm going to be honest, I saw Gabriel do that workout, and I was like, there's no way I'm finishing this workout. I think he got like the middle of 14s, like 14:30 something. And I was just like, there's no way I'm beating him in this workout. Coach Gabe.
Coach Gabe?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I was like, there's no way I'm beating him in this workout. Like, Gabe and burpees is just like, that's bread and butter, you know what I mean? So I saw him do that workout, and I was just like, there's no chance for me. If he barely finished, there's no way I'm finishing this workout.
I'll tell you, for him, and for those of you who don't know Coach Gabe, I want to say he's like 5'6". I think he weighs $140.
Yeah.
So burpees was not going to be his problem. It was the weight, and he went RX. And I think if he had done scaled version using 35-pound dumbbell, it would have been a whole different story for him. But he went RX, which kudos to him. I did not go RX. I'm not looking for that kind of hurt. For me, the burpees was the problem. And I think the volume with a 15-pound dumbbell was going to get me as well. But Gabriel crushed it, man. The fact that he got through that thing, like, I saw him lift that dumbbell, and it was just, it was brutal to watch.
Yeah.
It was brutal to watch. We also, I want to get your thought on this. I think that the challenge that we had in the gyms last week with the assault bike actually helped us big time. Because if anybody did that minute max calories on the assault bike, they got some aerobic help that they probably didn't have otherwise. And going into an aerobic workout like that, I think it really, really helped. I think personally, it was huge for me. I was able to huff and puff through that workout, obviously taking my time, but I think the assault bike helped. What do you think?
Absolutely, especially if you were someone who did it all 4 days leading up to the actual event. Um, just the amount of expansion that your lungs are going to get just from like, because most of us weren't literally sprinting for a minute. It was
Right.
probably 10, 15 seconds of sprinting and then maybe another 15 seconds of holding on to maybe like a sub red
Not dying.
line kind of pace. And then those last 30 seconds, you're like anywhere from 80 to 90% effort. So being able to ramp up like that and try to hold on for those 30 seconds, I mean, the oxygen uptake that you get from that is just incredible. And the fact that we were doing it consistently probably added just I mean, we're talking about margins here, so maybe 1 to 5% of your overall fitness, but I do think that helped, especially in those 15s. Like after you finish the 21s and you're already breathing heavy and you have to hold on to that dumbbell, it definitely helped in that moment for sure. And then from a mental aspect, it kind of, for me personally, it let me know what I was capable of. You know what I mean? Because
Yeah.
the very first time I did it, I got 19 calories. And then the third time I did it, I got like 27. So I was like, oh, maybe I was sandbagging a little bit that first time that I did it.
Yeah.
And then the third time that I did it, I think I got 37 or 38. So I got another 10 more calories than I did the third time. So it
you
was like,
clearly sandbag.
yeah. So it was like, I definitely sandbagged that. I
Yeah.
could have been going harder all week, but I'm a little bit fitter than I thought I was, apparently.
Yeah. A little bit.
Just slightly. Almost twice as much.
So wait, so going back to your strategy, right? You said your strategy was not to go out too hot,
Yeah,
and then did that work out for you?
it did. I think I overpaced the 15s a little bit too much because my 15s and my 21s took the exact same amount of time. And then my 9s took, I think it was a minute and 19 seconds for me to do the 9s.
Wow.
Yeah, so it was very, very fast on the 9s. I probably could have stepped it up a little bit more on the 15s and had like a like 11:30 time rather than a 12-minute time. But I'm happy with it because I genuinely was not expecting to finish it. If I redid it, could I have pushed harder? Maybe got 30 seconds to a minute faster, maybe. But
Yeah.
at the end of the day, I did my best in that moment, and there's no way I would have redone it.
Yeah, my strategy was pretty similar. I wanted to, going back to the traditional idea behind 21:59 is keeping your intensity the same, right? The volume drops so that you can keep the intensity the same. Because there was a little bit of added volume, I wanted to pace myself through the 21 and then start to pick up at 15 and then at 9 just go for it. I went through the 21 and I felt like once you get that out of the way, then you're good. I wanted to get through 21 by the 5-minute mark, and I wanted to get through the 15s by the 10-minute mark, which, just like you, that would put me at basically the same amount of time for the 15 and the 21s. But I felt like I pushed myself at the end of the 21s to get the tie break, and I pushed myself at the end of the 15s to get the tie break. And then once I got to the 9s, it was a matter of just mentally telling myself not to stop. And I couldn't necessarily go faster, but I was able to just keep moving through it. I did take some small breaks between the burpees going back into the snatches. I didn't want to stop at any point once I got going. But yeah, I was happy with my score as well. Not doing that again. I was wheezing when it was done. I was breathing so hard, but I did like the workout. I think my favorite workouts are anything that's a little couplet like that, just 2 movements, and it's a lot of capacity. I really thought Coach Barry was gonna destroy that workout because I've seen this guy and he's just got an engine for days, but he does have that height disadvantage in this kind of workout. But yeah, man, I mean, this was definitely one of those engine first type of workouts.
Yeah, but I also think it was like a high RPM kind of engine workout. So Barry, who is an incredible athlete, but he's more on that endurance side. So if it was a pyramid where you went down to 9 and then had to go back up to 21, he would have destroyed all of us. You know what I mean? But because it was just that first quote unquote half,
Yeah.
just the 21, 15s, and 9s, you can kind of push a little bit faster and get ahead of his very consistent and very methodical pace. Yeah. But like I said, if that had been like a longer workout, like if it had been in that like 18 to 20-minute range, he would have finished in like 15 minutes,
Right.
where the rest of us would have been, in that 18.
Yeah, I agree. Everybody was redlined.
Yeah.
Everybody was redlined for the entire workout.
Yeah.
It was pretty tough, man. How was Friday Night Lights over at Claremont?
It was good, man. We didn't quite have as many people show up as I thought we were going to have. I think a lot of people were just like out of town or had other events and things. So we'll try to definitely boost that up more this week. But all in all, I think it went well. We ran, I think, 3 or 4 heats. And most of the heats we had at least, 5 athletes. Had at least 5 athletes doing the workout. We had 7 or 8 spectators and lots of support. So
Nice.
I think it went pretty well. And then Jen and I going at the end. Everybody stayed after. Sometimes people will finish the workout and leave, but everybody kind of stayed and rallied. So that was like really cool to see the whole community.
That's awesome, man. Yeah, mine went well too. It was my first time running a CrossFit Open or a Friday Night Lights, and I had Coach Clint with me, and it went great. Coach Gabriel was also there. Coach Yoli was there. It was such a fun time. We must have had 50, 60 athletes. We had a food truck there, which was huge, and everybody had a really good time. I mean, it was loud in there.
Yeah.
It was loud. I didn't get the cops called on us, which was one of my goals, but we were pretty loud.
That was the goal. That was the
The
aim.
goal was to
Yeah.
get, I wanted
Okay.
police to show up and
True.
be like,
Because
what's
then at
going
least you
down?
have a story, right?
Of course.
Yeah. Got a story to
Um,
tell.
But it was a great time. Everybody showed up as expected. We had quite a number of athletes. We did have a lot of athletes who told me ahead of time, listen, I'm sorry, but I'm working. I can't this week. Hopefully they can come out this week coming up for 24.2. But it was great. I also enjoyed having, we had about 5 or 6 people for the announcement at the gym to watch it live, which was fun as well. And
Like on Thursday.
yeah, on
For
Thursday
like
at
a watch
3.
party.
Yeah, like a little watch party. It was fun.
Dope.
We were there sitting speculating. Had a couple athletes like, okay, yeah, but it's gonna be with each arm, and then he said with each. And I was like, oh man. But
Did you guys do like a pool?
no, we should have though. We should have placed bets. That would have
Yeah.
been fun. But it was great. It was great. I'm so grateful for the opportunity to do it, and I really just thank everybody that came through because it was so much fun, and I'm excited for the next one. I gotta give a huge shout out to Tiffany. She's so amazing. I don't know how to say her last name. I think it's Worcester, Tiffany Worcester. But she decorated the entire gym, and she told me 2 months ago, I'm in charge of decorating. I'm just letting you know. I'm going to impose this. I am going to be in charge, and she crushed it. The gym looks amazing. She did an awesome job, so I'm excited, and I can't wait to see what she's going to do for 24.2. But yeah, man, it's a big time for CrossFitters right now, right? Watching the leaderboards,
Yeah.
trying to see where we're at. Where are you at right now?
Let's see.
Are you sitting up top?
Let's go. Yeah, right. I'm not so last year for the burpee pull-up workout, I was actually in the 48th percentile, which is like the bottom half. And this year, for this workout, 24.1, I just wanted to try to maintain that or do a little bit better. And I'm actually in the 62 percentile right now.
Nice.
I know, actually, no, it's Tuesday. I was going to say, I know people still have more time to put in scores, but I think it was last night at 8 p.m. was your last
Yep.
chance to put in scores. So, yeah, this should be solidified. So, I mean, I definitely wasn't expecting that, especially a workout that has burpees in it whatever workout has burpees in it, I always bomb that one every year. So I was kind of expecting to do a lot worse. So 62%, I'll take it. I'll take it.
That's awesome, man. Yeah, my goal this year is just to be better than I was last year. I'm sitting in the 22 percentile. Last year, 23.1, I was in the 19th percentile.
Very
So
nice.
it's a little bit better than the first workout. My overall last year at the end was 14th percentile. So I got to try to keep that 22 up.
Yeah.
See what happens. Last year was my first open. So I'm excited. This is your fourth competing open.
Yeah.
Fourth, right?
Third, fourth. I don't know. I'll have to look at my badge. But I'm pretty sure it's third. It might be fourth. But yeah, I haven't signed up for all the opens. I've always done the open, but I didn't even know you could actually like sign up for it until like my second year doing CrossFit. But yeah, this is my third or fourth like official one.
Nice.
Let me ask you a question.
Uh-oh.
What was your no, it's nothing bad. What was your thought process behind scaling 24.1?
What do you mean by scale? Like doing the scaled version?
Yeah. Like, was it just because you did scaled last year and you wanted to see your improvement, or was that always the plan going in, or was it the workout itself that made you feel like you should scale?
I think that's a good question. I don't consider myself an RX athlete. I wouldn't try to do RX. Most of the times we're in class, I'm doing scaled workouts as well. I'm not. My intention is not to be an elite CrossFitter. There's also the other movements possibility, right? If they announce that there was bar muscle ups, or I can't do those movements yet. So there's no purpose in me trying to do RX when I'm not capable of RX. That's my thought process. This specific workout, I could have done RX. I would not have finished it. Not with a 50-pound dumbbell.
Yeah.
Can you switch from workout to workout? No, right? Once you choose your class.
Oh, you registered as scaled.
Yeah, I'm registered as scaled.
Okay. I for some reason I thought that you registered RX and you were just doing this workout scaled. I didn't even think about that. My bad.
No, if I had registered as RX, I have to do it RX.
Yeah. I mean, you still can scale. Your score just doesn't count.
Right.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm not an RX athlete. I don't know that I can't say I don't want to be an RX athlete, but man, I'm old. Everything hurts. If everything hurts now and I'm scaled, it's gonna get worse.
Yeah.
Maybe in another 5 or 6 fitness years,
Yeah.
I'll be able to get up there. But I'm definitely stronger, definitely fitter than I was last year. I don't know how much. I guess we'll know after 24.3.
Yeah, in 2 weeks we'll definitely know for sure.
Yeah. But any speculation on what 24.2 is going to be?
I think this is going to be our skill workout. So I'm expecting some sort of either double under and like bar muscle ups, or some handstand push ups and pull ups, or toes to bar, or something gymnasticsy, where we do a gymnastics movement and then we do like a cardio or monostructural movement, like a row or a jump rope, or maybe even a shuttle run like they did last year. So that's kind of what I'm expecting. This is probably going to be our skill test. We had our capacity test in 24.1. And the only reason that I'm guessing that is just like from previous open experiences. Usually there's a little theme with each of the workouts. Even if CrossFit doesn't come out and say like, hey, this is the theme, there's always like kind of a little theme. So I'm assuming this one's going to be our skill test. They don't normally end with the skill test.
Do you think this will be a and B?
Ooh,
You think
like
it'll
a
be
strength test? Usually they couple that with the capacity test when it's like a 24.1A and 1B or something like that. So because we already did a pretty heavy capacity test, that would be interesting if they coupled like the skill test with the strength test. I think they've only done that one other time that I can think of when we had the handstand push-ups and the heavy deadlifts.
Was that for a max deadlift?
No, it was Diane,
Oh,
21:15.9 of deadlifts at 225 and handstand push-ups, right into 21:15.9 of deadlifts at 315 and a 25-foot handstand walk. So
jeez.
then we had the strength, obviously, or strength endurance, excuse me, with the heavy barbell for reps, and obviously the skill with the handstand walk and handstand push-ups. Um, but it's been a while since they've done that. But it would be interesting to see.
Yeah,
That's
because
another one that they normally don't end on. They normally don't end with the 1A 1B type of style. So it might be.
yeah, I don't know. I have a feeling. I'm excited that 24.1 had no wall balls, but now I'm not excited because there's a greater chance that there will be wall balls this
Yeah,
week.
yeah.
Um,
And
but
like
it,
a
you know,
toes
it
to bar
just,
wall ball combo would just be gross.
yeah, I don't want
Yeah.
to even think about that. From your mouth to the devil's ears.
Right? I know I jinxed it. I find. I was gonna
Yeah.
say find some wood. That came out wrong. Anywho,
Oh man. Yeah, dude. So this week's workouts, should we start scaling down or should we increase what we do? Should we take a break? We didn't talk about this last week, but so last week I didn't work out Thursday, I didn't work out Friday, and then Saturday just went right into it. Was that a bad idea? Was that a good idea? Or does it really not matter?
um, let's break this down into certain demographics. Let's go with GPP, which is general physical preparedness. So that's going to be your average CrossFitter, the people that are just coming in for health and fitness. So for GPP, Monday through Wednesday, do your regular workouts. Thursday, active recovery day at most. If you want to take a full rest day, go for it. I personally don't like a full rest day, but at the most, it should be an active recovery day, which means maybe like an hour ruck outside. Put on your 20-pound weight vest, go walk 30 minutes out, 30 minutes back. Do some stretching, do some yoga, something like that, where you're still moving, you're still burning your daily calories or whatever the case is, but
Okay.
you're not doing a full high intensity piece. Um, Next step up from there is probably our quarterfinalists. Those are competitors. Those are going to be our weekend warriors, people whose goals are more focused towards competing. Those people, Monday, Tuesday, still hit it hard the way you normally would. Wednesday would be your active recovery day. That's when you would do your ruck or your swim or whatever the case is with some yoga. And then Thursday would be a skills and drills day. So that would be the day where you work on your bar path for your cleans and your snatches. You would work on your footing for like box jumps or box jump overs. Anything that would give you a slight advantage on like your transitions and things like that, like knowing how to jump up to the bar and go right into your first rep when you're doing pull-ups or toes to bar or chest to bar or whatever the case, instead of having to jump up and do two swings before you get momentum,
Right.
stuff like that. That would be your skills and drills day. And then Friday, I would hit the workout. Saturday, full rest day. Sunday, another skills and drills day if you're going to repeat the workout. And then Monday, I would repeat the workout if you're going to repeat it. And
Nice.
then semifinalists, you're good. Just do
Just
your
do
regular
what you do.
training. Yeah, do your regular training. Monday through Wednesday. Thursday, maybe take a active recovery day. Friday, hit the workout, just like if you were gonna train. I wouldn't worry about redoing it or anything like that. If you are missing quarterfinals, then you're probably not a semifinalist.
True that. True that. Yeah, it like I said, I didn't plan to not work out Thursday and Friday. It was just you know, one of those work came first type of scenarios.
Yeah.
And once Thursday hit, and classes started at 4 o'clock. I, was doing my thing. Friday, I had considered doing it during Friday Night Lights, but with the stress of running the Friday Night Lights and all that, I was like, nah, I'm not going to be able to do this. My mental capacity is not there. So, but I feel like it was good for me to have that rest. I did do the assault bike challenge on Thursday, which counts as a workout.
That absolutely counts as a workout.
Yeah, and then Friday, another component to Friday was I was up really early because I was there from 5 a.m. all the way through the night. So, I mean, I went home during the afternoon, but I was awake. I wasn't rested and recovered fully for that. But I think this week I might try to play it a little safer and just go in Friday afternoon versus going in the morning. But yeah, it's interesting. We'll see what happens and what they drop on us. This is kind of like, it makes me kind of anxious.
Yeah.
Waiting for the work. I assume it's the same for everybody.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it is exciting and fun. I think last year was different for me because it was the first one. I was also so new to CrossFit. It wasn't like I had done CrossFit for 2 or 3 years and then did my first open. It was just my first open, and I really had no idea what was going on. I did all my workouts in the mornings and then just came to Friday Night Lights, which is what I would like to do this year. I would like to do my workouts in the mornings and then just go to Friday Night Lights. Like I said, I'm a morning athlete. I don't want to change that. But yeah, man, it's going to be interesting to see what these next 2 weeks look like. A big shout of good luck to everybody listening.
Absolutely.
I hope you guys are having fun with this so far. And, if you guys have any questions about your training or any tactics that you need for this, we tried to record a podcast after the 24.1 dropped, but we couldn't collaborate. Something about distance between the distance between us.
But any distance between us, Frankie.
But yeah, man, if anybody has any questions or if we can help you out in any way, please let us know. I did give some of my strategy tips to a few athletes during Friday Night Lights, and they were able to get through the workout. Coach Yoli was one of them. She's so awesome, man. But yeah, it was tough to see a lot of the athletes just sucking wind and trying to find a different part of their soul that they could use.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, guys, if you have any questions, hit us up. Please chime in on our Instagram page, or you can even comment if you're on Spotify. You can comment on this episode and let us know what you think, what you thought of 24.1, how you did. Feel free to drop your scores on our Instagram page. We'd love to see it. And we'll catch you guys next week.
Absolutely. Take care.